Right. First of all, I thought our guys, I told them in the locker room there, they played hard. Good football team. We knew that. Credit to Ole Miss. Those guys, they ran the ball well today. They were physical. We knew they played with tempo, and their quarterback was effective as well with his legs. But overall, I thought our guys, we fought today, and I saw some really positive things from a lot of our players and just their effort. We did have a lot of guys go down and come back in, so they showed toughness throughout the game. Lightning delay, I thought they dealt with that fine. We've been through that before, so that wasn't too big of a factor. And then just overall in the second half, just trying to get ourselves back into a two-score game, and ultimately ran out of time there and didn't execute to get the first down there. We needed to extend the drive. But overall, we ran the ball better today, which is what we wanted to do, so that was good. I thought Tank, Jarquez, our running game was much better. That kept us in the game. That was important for us. Turnovers are still a factor, and then I thought third downs was an area that we needed to be better on overall statistically. But these guys, they're fighting, and obviously they want to find a way to win. We all want to find a way to win. It's hard to do that every single week. No matter who you're playing, it's hard to win, and we know that. I think there's a lot of positive things that we've done over the last couple of weeks, but we're not there yet, and that's the message, right? We're not there yet. It's not showing up on the field in the W's that we want, but we are improving in some areas, so we have got to continue that. We got a bye week now coming up. We got to get some guys healthy. We got to take advantage of that. We got to work on some things over the last few weeks that we need to keep improving on. But right now, just from a mentality standpoint, keeping these guys involved in every single thing we're doing, and mentally in the right frame of mind to continue to keep improving and getting better. That's the message for those guys. That's the message for the staff, and that's something that I have to do and we have to do as a team. So when we get on the other side of this bye week, we have a chance to go out there and build off what we did in this game, play better football, and then put ourselves in a position to win and finish. Questions?
Bryan.
Yes, Bryan Matthews, Sports.com. What do you think sort of made the difference in the running game improving so much?
Well, I thought the line, it looked like we didn't have many negative plays. Now, we didn't always have we had some big explosive runs today. That was huge. So if you looked at it, we had some really big runs, and that obviously skews your numbers a little bit when you have those explosive plays like that. But we were allowed to do that. I didn't see a lot of negative plays. Maybe we had some in sacks. We took a couple sacks and all that. Obviously, that adds up into your negative rushing yards and all that. But as far as the actual running game, we didn't give up a ton of penetration. Our backs were able to get started. I thought the backs ran hard today. I was really proud of Tank. He ran hard. He got his foot, he got vertical. He stuck his foot in the ground and got vertical on quite a few runs. It showed, and he was able to create some explosive plays that way. But overall, I just thought we did a better job up front of getting the run started, giving our backs a chance, and then our backs doing a great job breaking tackles and running hard. And it seemed like we were blocking downfield decently as well. Some of the wide receivers, I know we had a holding call. That's always, questionable. You don't know until you go watch it what happened there. But overall, I thought guys in the receiving room and on the tight end, everybody was included in the run game today and adding some value to it. But overall, we just did a better job up front. It felt like.
Device.
Bryan, thanks for the time. What did you say for Robbie? You had to sit out for that one series when you went to Philly. What did you say for him to come back the next one, drive down for a touchdown the way he handled the rest of the game?
Yeah, to me as a quarterback, that's how you should handle it. Right? You should get in there and you have a responsibility to lead the team. You have a responsibility to go out there and execute your assignment. He has to do that. He's going to touch the ball every single play. He did a good job. Excuse me. He did a good job extending some plays too. I thought he scrambled. We hit some big throws down the field scrambling, but also taking off and running. He got that even at the end there. He got the first down. That was a big play on a fourth down, right? We're in a position we have to go, right? We got to put 2 touchdowns on the scoreboard there, and he got the first down for us. So he utilized his legs well. He competed. made some good decisions down the field, found some open guys, and you know that's really for every player. I mean, whenever you're in the game and you get your chance to go out there and operate, you know, we expect every one of our guys to go out there and execute. And they did that in practice. He did it in practice. So a lot of those positive things we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks showed up in the game.
Mark?
Yeah, Coach, what was Ole Miss doing that hurt you guys so much that made them run?
Yeah, you know, they had a few formation adjustments that were good. So I did think there was some scheme in there as far as what they were giving us formationally. I mean, there were some different looks that they gave us, but they were running hard. The backs ran hard. The quarterback, him being a threat, I thought helped the inside zone as well, because he pulled a couple, and he still went out there and got 8, 9. You know, that's an effective run. They hit a few sweeps early in the game, some big plays on sweeps. So they had a good balance. They were outside, they were inside. Quarterback was pulling it. But I thought overall they were physical up front, and they were getting downhill. And probably as you look at us, we probably misfit something in there. And so, but that happens. You know, those things are going to happen. We also had chances to make some plays in the backfield. I think we missed some tackles in some of those situations there. So we got to do a better job in the one-on-ones. But overall, I mean, we did some really good things in the run game early, but they had explosive runs too. We had big runs. They had some big runs as well. And you look at their yards, you know, they had about 450 yards rushing. You know, that's a big game. And those explosive runs and the consistency there at the end, you know, you got to be able to slow them down. And they were running hard in between the tackles, and those backs were good. I thought both those backs for Ole Miss were impressive, and they were getting downhill, they were breaking tackles, and they were falling forward, so they were getting extra yards every time they carried it.
Jason?
Brian, I know you had some guys banged up on the offensive line, Troxel, and then Cam Studs went out, but
Yep.
called on Jeremiah Wright to start.
Yeah.
What did he do to earn that? And then I know it's hard to see particularly how he did, but just kind of the energy he brought today.
I thought he did a good. The plays I watched, he did well, and he earned that. Again, kind of going back and forth between two positions, right? We felt like naturally that would be the position that he would end up in, and ultimately he made that decision as well. And it was just a matter of time, right? So you had some guys that were ahead of him, and I think it was a matter of time before he got his opportunity, and he got it through injury. And so he got a chance to go out there and play. It looked like he did a good job today. I won't know until we go watch the film and all that, but it's always a positive when you're not hearing somebody's name in a game. They're doing their job. It seems like he was coming off the ball, and we were able to run the ball more effectively. So him being in there, if you look at the numbers, you know, we had our best rushing day. So, you know, how that plays out moving forward, you know, Stutz had to come out. That's hard. You know, he's been playing for us. He's been doing a great job. But Jeremiah Wright did some really good things today too. So hopefully we can keep building on that. And I think that's, you know, his future is at that position. And certainly, hopefully what he did today, we can look at it and go, all right, this is where we need to go moving forward with him in there.
Tobias?
On that PI there with the 4th down, what did you see, and what did the referee say to you when you were trying to talk to him?
Yeah, I obviously disagree with it, and that's not the only call I disagree with, right, at times. And, you know, that's certainly something that I thought we played it well. I mean, that's one of the things. You know, critical moments of games, it really just depends on how the game is being officiated, right? There's some games that are more physical than others, and you kind of get a feel for that. And the hard thing is when you feel like your player played that play like he'd been playing all the other ones too. He made a good play. I thought we made a really good play. I thought we got our eyes back. I thought we turned around. I thought we made a competitive play on the ball. And, you know, it's impossible to not be in a moment like that. And I mean, there's going to be contact either way. It happens to both sides. And so I disagree with the call, and that was really it. Now, I'm not changing it at the end of the day. I mean, that doesn't necessarily change it, but, you know, standing up for our guys and believing that what I saw was our guy playing with good technique, playing hard, and trying to go out there and compete on the play, which is exactly what we asked him to do. So when your guys are out there doing something you ask them to do, you stand up for them. You know, you want to help them out. You want to make sure that, look, we disagree with that, and certainly, you know, I disagree with it, and didn't change the call. But I think what we did out there in the perimeter and how we were covering, you know, we work hard on that all the time. And when you see our guys do it, you want to stand up for them. And I thought we played it well.
Jeff?
Jeff Spiegel, ABC 3340. Bryan, it was pretty clear watching Tank and Derek visit with you. They were pretty emotional. I wonder from you, what's your biggest takeaway after 20 games now, coaching this team, your experience in coaching these guys and doing this job?
Yeah. Well, coaching here's what I'd say: these guys fight, right? I mean that's one thing, and they come back. And they'll come back in on Sunday, and they lock in. They pay attention. They want to win. They all want to win. I don't think that's ever been anything that I haven't felt from our players. They want to win. You know, it's how we do it. It's all the things that we have to do to be winners leading into a game. That's really what it comes down to. And you know, those guys, they care about their performance. They care about their team. They care about what's going on, and I appreciate that. I mean, you want to be around anybody, and it doesn't matter what profession you're in, you want to be around people that care. I mean, those guys show up every day, give a crap, and they repeat. I mean, it's really, that's how they operate. So I appreciate that, and they did. Those guys played well today. Tank played well. He had some big plays for us. And so, you know, the margin is very small, but you got to find a way to close that gap, and that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to find a way to get to where we can win consistently, and then you know, figure that formula. How do we do it? Because again, it doesn't, just because we do it once doesn't guarantee us that we're going to go win again, right? It's hard to win, and so every single week, and in this league, right, you're playing good teams every week, and they are doing the same thing. They got really good coaches. They got really good players. They also want to win. You know, they all know what's at stake when we go out there and play, and you got a lot of competitors in this league, and so part of what we're teaching and making sure that we emphasize is what it takes to do that, and then not getting discouraged because we lost this game and going, we're getting closer, but then all of a sudden we get discouraged and it all falls apart. That's the biggest challenge, and not just here, but around any football team, right? When you do all these things and it doesn't work, well, now you get discouraged and you don't do any of it. And those guys know. I mean, we watch the film. Those guys know. I mean, we're a lot closer than what it seems. And so, you know, a few things here and there, that's what changes the game. But that's football as well. And the reality of it is we didn't win. Ole Miss did. They did it better than we did today. So what we have to do is go back and figure out what we can control and how we're going to improve and get better, and what we can do going into the next game to find a way to win. But those guys will fight, and they want to win, and they're not going to throw in the towel. You know, that's one of the things. They won't do that. So.
Have you gotten assurance from the right people that you can see this thing through?
What do you mean?
I mean, have you gotten assurance that you can take this team all the way through the season and see those improvements and get them to where you want them to go? Because that's important, right, to the rest of the
Yeah, well, that's always, I mean, that's, like I said before, you guys, you know, we've talked about this before. I mean, it's been no different for me ever since I've coached. I mean, my job is to help this football team improve and get better, every single player in there. And there's more to it than that, but we don't talk about those things, right? We talk about the games, and that's fine. But there's a lot to it. And absolutely, those guys know that too every day. They're going to get our very best. And we expect the same from them. You know, that's the relationship that you have. So, you know, no question, we'll keep working to get these guys better. And we will. And I think that's the thing right now. Is like I talk about, we got a little bit further to go, and we got to close that gap. We'll absolutely do that.
Got two more, Justin.
Justin Ferguson on reserve on that onside kick that Ole Miss got.
Yep.
You know, what happened there from your perspective, and how crucial was that? Kind of how the rest of the second half played out.
Yeah, flat out. I mean, they got us on that. That was a good call by them. I think we had guys in position, and I don't know exactly, but my guess is that we hesitated to make a play on that right there. They saw something, but that was a good play by them. And we'll go back and we'll have a reason why it didn't go our way. We'll have a reason for it, but it doesn't matter in the game. You know, plays like that, there's O&D plays and stuff like that, but on special teams, there's only small opportunities for plays like that. And that was a good call by them. They got it, created momentum for them, and obviously we didn't play it well enough. And that's, we're going to go back and look at it, and we'll, there's answers for it. There's things you work on, but in that moment right there, you got to do it. And they did it better than we did it in that moment right there. And so what you do is you take that, you learn from it, and moving forward, you got to expect those things at all times. Which you talk about it, you prepare for it, but it happened in the game, and it was a momentum changer.
Last question, sir.
Daniel Lott, legal 91.1 FM in Auburn. So in 2 weeks you play Arkansas, and obviously have another very mobile quarterback. Do you think playing against Jackson Star today helps prepare for that?
Geez, I think playing against a lot of these guys helps prepare for that. We got really good quarterbacks in this league, and they're athletic, and so we've seen some guys now that are very athletic. They're good enough, I can tell you that. And I've watched I haven't watched all their film in detail, but I've seen them play, and obviously playing them last year and all that. He's a great player. Dart did some really good things today too. Those guys are good players. We're going to play against really good players every single game. So, and they can hurt you with their feet. They can hurt you throwing. I mean, that's the challenge when you play against really good quarterbacks. So, I think all those things we've done right now will help us going into that game. But we'll dial into that one here this next week.
Coach, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Safe travels.
The onside kick. It's like no analytics.